What's up? Welcome back. I'm John Stark from MacTheMovieGuy.com, your favorite blind film critic, and today I'm going to review Black Rabbit, which is a Netflix limited series that stars Jude Law, Jason Bateman, and Troy Kotsur. And it's kind of fantastic. It's also it struggles a little bit. We'll talk about it. I know that doesn't make any. You're like it's kind of fantastic and it kind of struggles. Um, it's the format. The funniest thing is that I'm a little late to the party on Black Rabbit because I don't really love binge watching things. Now, if these people start giving me like the whole season with audio description in advance to like make sure that I can get the whole experience, but generally they don't have audio description in advance, and Netflix hasn't been giving me TV shows, just movies. So, yeah, I have to wait for the premiere anyway, so whatever. It's not an advanced screening. I got to it eventually and I watched the episodes and I got to feel the cliffhangers at the end of every episode. And first of all, I love what they've done with Troy Kotsur. Thank God they found a role for him because I was so like I keep looking at Coda going, where is this man gonna be again? We gave him an Oscar. Can we not find roles for him where he's like a lead and he gets to do some emotional work here? He's really good. He plays like a mafia boss. It's totally like not the role I would have expected Troy Kotsur to be in. But and his like having the, I guess you could kind of say like I'm sure there's somebody out there who's like, this is woke because the mafia is using sign language. Whatever. It's actually kind of a brilliant way to communicate because not that many people know sign language. So you could talk around people. Nobody would ever record you. You know what I'm saying? Like you could never be audio recorded. So it's actually, when you think about it, it's kind of a stealth move. But two brothers, Jude Law runs this restaurant, the Black Rabbit. When we see that Jason Bateman, at the beginning, he's having a really rough time out in like Vegas, and then he returns home, and he's basically like a bad luck charm. Like bad luck just follows him wherever he goes. He's always into shady things, and of course, the series explores how long he's been into shady things, and maybe the fact that he just wasn't given the opportunity from the beginning. Sometimes when something happens to you in childhood and you just kind of are born from that, you could say that he never really had a chance in life. So I think they do some interesting stuff with Vince Bateman's character. He does have a daughter, Jen, who is here as well. A whole bunch of like side characters and friends that come in and out, and people who work at the restaurant. There are side plots. There's an employee that was at the Black Rabbit who was sexually assaulted. That becomes sort of a side plot. But basically, Vince is in over his head in terms of debt and needs to pay it off. And it becomes increasingly important. And the pace of the film has been compared a lot to like Uncut Gems, which I think is what is hard to do. And that's why I say when it's like, it's great, but it has issues is when the Safdie brothers did Uncut Gems, they made a feature, not a limited series. I think it's hard to maintain the intensity of Uncut Gems over like 8 episodes. So you feel it more towards the end. Like I thought the last episode was like, I was having like palpitations, but not every episode. So if you go into that with expectations of like, well, this is nonstop from beginning to end, it's kind of like varying levels. Like each episode is different depending on what they're talking about. Some episodes I wasn't as like, digging the nails into the sides as I was with some others. And so because the intensity scale is so different with each episode, I kind of wonder if the consistency is registering with everybody. So especially if people oversell it to you and go, it's white knuckle from start to finish, because it's not. It's not. That would be exhausting, first of all, for 8 hours to just be like, like the whole time. Like, what's happening? But it's not that. But it is some really good. It's like some of the best work that I've seen recently from Jason Bateman and Jude Law. Law, who's doing like an American accent. He's trying so hard. This man is trying so hard to do an American accent. I he can't do it, but he's trying so hard. So in the great like debate of like who gets the nomination, because they're obviously both going to run for lead, and I think it's going to be hard to nominate them both in every category. I kind of lean towards Bateman, especially with the trajectory of his character in lead, just because I'm like, I know he's trying, but he still sounds British. Like I can still hear it in a lot of the choices that he makes, and I partially blame, he's got to have a coach. You know what I'm saying? He's got to have a coach that's working on his accent, and I kind of feel how when we send Americans over to do UK things, I'm sure for Brits they can hear it and they're like, well, that person's not British, and it drives them insane. And it's kind of like with Jude Law, he needed to pick a more specific accent, sort of like how if you've never heard Andrew Lincoln speak before, but you've seen him as Rick Grimes, not British. Like he went so hard on that accent that it's so shocking to hear him speak in his actual accent. It's like mind-boggling. So, but otherwise, it's a terrific performance. There are so many harrowing moments where you're like, I don't know who's going to live or die. It didn't even end the way that I thought it was going to. It kind of did, but it didn't. It didn't. It pulled back just a little bit. I thought this was going to be the bleakest ending of all endings. I was looking forward to like a everyone loses, city's on fire, you know, burn it all to the ground. I thought this was going to go for that, but no, it doesn't. Some stuff's on fire, like I don't know that everybody came out a winner, or anybody really came out a winner. Everybody lost something, but it's not like complete and utter uh, despair at the end of this, which I was ready for. I was totally ready to just be like, well, glad I'm not a criminal. So yeah, I like the series. I kind of wonder how it's gonna hold up all the way until Emmys, just because of the length of time and the amount of shows that are gonna release against it. So I don't want to make Emmy predictions this far in advance, but I would say the cast has some strong potential. Um, I think Troy Kotsur makes an interesting play for supporting actor in a limited series, especially with what he's given to do. As far as lead, I don't know who they'll lean to between Jude and Jason. So it's hard to predict that because I think it's like a 50-50. It depends on you see what you want to see. You'll like the character you want to like. You'll like the performance you want to like more. For me, it's Jason. Uh, Man, because I couldn't get over Jude's accent. But even with Jason, I think he was better on Ozark. Here, he does best in his frenetic moments, but when he's not like fighting for his life, it doesn't quite have the same dramatic weight behind it that he did in the quieter moments of Ozark. So I liked this show. I didn't love the show, but I liked it a lot. Like, it's a really good show. Could I see me voting for like best limited series for something else between now and the end of May 2026? Yes, absolutely. Could I see this being on my top list of? Yes, definitely. This could easily be in top 5, top 10. I don't know. I feel like something else is going to beat it between now and then and be number one. Very strong, though. And just don't go into it thinking that you're going to white knuckle your way through 8 episodes, because I think that's just setting the bar too high. It does have levels to it. And I'm just so ecstatic that Troy Kotsur was given this opportunity to do this role. So I'm giving Black Rabbit an 8.2 out of 10. I like the show. I recommend it. That's fresh. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And I'll see you guys on the other side.